All right, so we talked a lot recently about what is in the air, right? Heavy metals and chemicals and molds and fungus and some virus mixed in, parasites doing some work. And, like, let me share an easy version of how to approach this because I'm seeing it in everybody right now. I think there is a lot going on. Our systems are completely overloaded, and it's coming from far and wide. Like if I can think about my when I'm growing up in teen years, I hairspray like crazy, aluminum deodorant like crazy, cooking in the Teflon pans, like all of that is metals, chemicals, chemicals. And I think as our diets and our foods and our fields are being coated constantly, like I'm looking out my window on our farm, and some of these fields are having 7 layers of coating of insecticide and fungicide and just different types of heavy chemicals going over the fields. And it's just a constant, and it's in our air, it's in our soil, it's in our water supply, it's in our foods. So instead of being scared, I like to be prepared. I like to grab hold of all the tools, and I like to have my own apothecary of, we're going to take care of this. We're not going to be scared. We're not going to have fear. We're not going to be angry. We're just going to roll with it and, keep moving forward. So I want to show you a really simple, easy version of how to approach this because I've done a lot of different cleanses, a lot of different things in my life, and this is a very, very effective one. So as we were talking about MTHFR, this is kind of wrapped up into that. This is something that holds up in our liver, creates more issues within our body, and helps us from not being able to detox well. So this is actually helping kiddos like almost instantly. Like I'm hearing stories of in 4 days a nonverbal autistic kiddo is using their words. They're giving hugs by week 2, like that's phenomenal when you're seeing that. But how can it work for regular people, right? So MTHFR, we all have detox issues. I mean, anybody could really technically have MTHFR if we're thinking about it, because we all have struggles with detox. So heavy metals are part of that, and heavy metals bind things into our body. They bind parasites in, they bind viruses in, and so we have to release those metals so our body can work how it's supposed to. And then as we're putting EMF onto all of this, radiation and EMF, it just stirs the metals, it stirs the chemicals, and we just become the cesspool of like, what is our body even like? What is reality? I think God's probably just shaking his head, at what we've done to our earth. So, anyways, let's look at a couple quick, easy things. This should be hopefully about a 15-minute video if I can, keep it in wraps because it's not a lot of things going on. But this is the number one product. I would actually use the 3-step process. If not, if you're on a tight budget, you can maybe get by with the duo. But it's made for all ages, like animals, adults, elderly, children, babies. You can use it at all ages, and it's very effective because it hits at the cellular level, and it's a natural zeolite. So if you're like, what is this? It's a spray. The main product is a spray, and it helps detox at the cellular level. And since it's a nano-sized particle, it's going to infiltrate into the smallest areas, into the cells, and help go to work. So this is why I've been very impressed with this. I've used TRS in the past with extreme struggles. I was so sensitive to it when I tried to use TRS. It would like shut down my system. And so why I like this is because it's a natural zeolite. Many of the other zeolites out there are not natural, and that's what really perked my ears up to it. And I was like, oh, and I've been trying to find other things that help chelate metals, and I'll share some of those. Like zinc is a great one. There's several several essential oils that are really great. There's some herbs that are really great, so that you can do a lot of different directions. But what I love about this is it's simple, it's effective, and it goes to work super, super fast. Like, so we talked about diet earlier in this week, and diet is amazing. But if you're bound up with a lot of chemicals and a lot of metals, then excuse me, you're going to want to start in a realm like this. So what does this look like? Well, first of all, I forgot I squeezed this slide in here. This is a heavy metal detox testimonial. And you guys heard me talking about eyes and iridology. So if you come down here to this bottom picture of the bottom set, this is pretty much what my eyes look like when I first started cleansing. All that white is heavy lymph overload in the whole body. And you can kind of see there's like a circle around the pupil. That's everything in there is stomach. So the body is heavily overloaded with lymph. And you can see those orange spots. That's either parasites, it's sulfur overload, it's either parasites or it's pharmaceutical deposits that have held up into the body. And you can just see it's all like the whole body is being choked by mucus, being choked out by lymph. And I will be really honest with you, it took me a couple years to get to the top level, and I'm still trying to get there. However, look at this. This product took this person there in 4 days, and that's what I was like, "Nuh-uh, get out of here." So, we've just recently started using this in the last month in our house, and I'm starting to see some changes as far as, sensory things in some of my kiddos. But really with the cold flu, whatever that is going on, I'm seeing that release really fast. So that cough that's going around, the the twitches, the nerve, like I've seen everybody's been overloaded with on their nervous systems, and it's just really got my ears perked up as like, what is really happening in our world right now, right? So this is a major tool that I think we all should have underneath our belt and have access to. So anyways, we'll go back real fast. But check out those eyes. Look how white they were. That's like lymph disease. So lymph is disease and acidosis, right? That we talked about this week. But look at the second picture. Isn't that crazy? It's just mind blowing to me. Like that's like 2 years on the Dr. Morris like or if you're going full all in, that's a good 6 months of cleansing. Isn't that amazing? And that's what I love about iridology because you can see, like, so if you can go in there, you can kind of see those big circles. Those are called lacunas. Those are where there's major weaknesses in the area of the body. So I'll do more on iridology later because I want to keep this quick. But what is fulvic, humic? Fulvic is like the minerals that, so say we go out into our earth, right? Into our fields, into our gardens. Some of us are fortunate and have good black dirt. Okay, many of us are not. So I take the soil that I compare into the woods, like the woods has the best because it's nature. The leaves are decomposing, the trees are decomposing, and you're getting that amazing fulvic, humic, earthly minerals, and that's what our bodies are missing. We're not getting our foods that are grown from that humic material that is like great for the gut, great for immune system, great for detoxification. We're getting what we see are in the fields, which are like stripped down soil. Like they're not being fortified, they're not being turned over with humic, decay. And so we're not getting any of that. And so a lot of us, our bodies are really struggling because we're not getting those deep minerals. This last fall I did a class called Survival Kit, and it was really interesting because I started pulling all my favorite things that I'm like, if the world was going down, what are the top 10 things I must have? And I think 8 of them were minerals. So that was a big red flag that if we had the minerals in our body and that we need, we're going to be okay. So minerals are actually our survival kit. We have to have this. So if you wanted to have any type of minerals, I'd have this combo right here that we're talking about tonight, fulvic humic. So we'll talk about how to take them, a little bit more of what they are, because basically they just break down kind of like what's going on in the in the earth, in the woods. Everything is breaking down naturally, everything's decomposing, but it's coming back to life, right? So it's pretty amazing on what's happening in nature. And that's what this helps create in our body. It helps support detox, helps support regeneration and cells and earthy, naturey awesomeness that our bodies are like, what is going on? What are you even feeding me right now? Right. So you can break these down a little bit further if you want to, but that's the short version of it. We don't spend on it all night. This is just the top 6 metals out there. There's a lot of heavy metals out there on the list, but these are the ones that are really tanking our body. And you can kind of see the effects in the brain, the heart, skin. And this is what I'm seeing. Everybody's struggling in the head. Everybody's struggling with the lungs, the skin, the heart. People are coming up with cancer randomly or turbo cancers, right? So there's some strange things going on. And I'll just leave it at that. I've been seeing a lot of mercury, a lot of lead, arsenic, definitely. I've been seeing all of these. It's just crazy what's been going on. But then take these and mix them with metal or chemicals. And so then we're like really in a cesspool of crazy that everybody's like, okay, this is all super acidic. I'm looking for that earthy humic forest floor. Where are you? Okay. So 7 ways heavy metals damage our brain. They kill the cells, they cripple our memory, they sabotage your mood. So if you have mood issues, ding, 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 heavy metals, right? They can decrease IQ. They can compromise our like how our body works and functions, how like the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system basically is automatic. Like our lungs know when to breathe, our heart knows when to pump. This can be compromised with heavy metals. Fine motor skills are wrapped up into this one. Mercury is a really big one for just the basics of reading and writing and speaking, and they deteriorate the brain. So Alzheimer's is a big thing in my family that I've paid attention to for a long time because my grandma was diagnosed at 62. So it's been something I've really been paying a close attention to, and I believe it's reversible. But I also believe that heavy metals play a really big part into it, and that we need to really stay tuned into heavy metals very seriously. Now, the other crazy thing is my grandma had heart issues before she had Alzheimer's, and so they are saying that heavy metals can really play a major toll on the heart also. So check this out: heavy metals contribute to stress, inflammation, and blood pressure, all things I have been seeing with whatever is going around right now. Also, I've been noticing people have been struggling with memory, with cognition, with focus, and just like normal thinking. Like I've even noticed it within myself. Like I'm like, all right, where's that word? I've noticed I've done it a couple times on the videos. So it's interesting. I believe we teach what is our medicine. So, and we're most passionate about something when we're going through it. So I love to be able to speak on it while we're going through it. But isn't this interesting, right? The heavy metals in the heart. And then the other big connection is heavy metals will bind parasites into our body. That means there's no way they can get out. They're going to keep reproducing every month, keep laying more eggs every month, and parasites are a huge deal in our body. You can read through all of this, and you can also see over here, like some of the things that they cause, like fatigue, headache, hygiene. So you can have weight loss or weight gain. A big one, if you grind your teeth, if you drool at night, and pay attention at the sign of the moon, when the moon is full, a lot of times they are very active, and that's when you're going to see more of your issues come up. So really start paying attention to like, oh, I downloaded a app that's called, I think it's called Moon. Let me see. Yeah, it's called Moon, and it plays in the background, and at the like a couple days before the full moon, it pops up and it's like, hey, the moon is almost full. So we are actually at the, where are we at? I lost my track of it. I think we just had the full moon pop up. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we are at 5%. So we're at a full moon in 16 days. So I'm sorry, we're at a waning moon right now. I wish I could show you this. I don't know why I don't have my screen on. But yeah, we're at a waning crescent right now. So full moon in 16 days. So it gives you time to get your stuff and gear up for this. Um, so this works as a parasite and a heavy metal cleanse. So I like to come at parasites in every different direction and metals at every different direction, because you just never know how they're bound into our bodies. Like there's no testing that shows us this. So this is this company. It's called Pure Body. Well, Pure Body is one of the products, I'm sorry, but it's called, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on it again. See, here's my heavy metal overload in my brain. It's called Touchstone. There we go. And they have 3 products. And I'll show you how to use them here after this, but basically there's the Zeolite spray, which is the top one here on the left side or on both sides. And then they have the Pure Body, which removes toxicity in the digestive system. Let's go back, I'm sorry. So there's PBX, which is the Pure Body Extra, okay? So it helps remove heavy metals in a very, very large level, like high level removal. It also removes other types of toxins, which are chemicals or other things that we just don't even know. So like everything around us, like our carpets are toxic unless you have wool. Unless you have a natural fiber, it's more than likely toxic. So our paints are toxic, everything in our homes, our workplaces. It's just amazing how much loads we have put onto our system. And then our cleaners, if we don't have really clean products in our home, those can become an overload, or beauty supplies or shampoos. And it's not to scare you, it's just to be aware, like, hey, if I'm having some stress and some overload, more than likely it's what's happening in my environment. So it's pretty crazy. So here we come up with this one is very imperative for the MTHFR mutations because it can help with removing Lyme, autoimmune, mold toxicity, detoxification in general. It helps support detox, mood, energy, soreness, eyesight, candida viruses, immune functions, fertility, emotional regulations, hormones, radioactivity material removal, EMF sensitivity, and increased red blood cells. So do you guys get all that? That's a lot of stuff that's really big. And I think more people have Lyme and autoimmune than what we realize, and molds, just because of how our bodies are not detoxing well. So the PB Pure Body is just a hand-in-hand process, or hand-in-hand. These two actually come together in a kit, and they're just a hand-in-hand, like go together process, basically, is what they are. Nope, I said that wrong. The fulvic minerals and the spray are hand in hand and together, and the Pure Body comes separately. But the Pure Body works a little bit differently. You can use them all together. I recommend starting out with all three if you're not sensitive. If you are sensitive, you can do the top two and then bring the one together, because the fulvic is such a great thing. It just balances, and fulvic humic will absorb and bring that stuff out too. It helps alkaline the body at a really amazing level, like nothing I've seen before. Like you could eat all the greens in the world and you still might not get there because of the lack of minerals and nutrients in our soil and in our foods, right? So taking it together creates a really amazing thing, and it also helps balance the body as far as the energy, and so you don't detox as hard. So some people like myself, I used to detox really hard. You can start real slow and move into it as you need, or you can go a little faster if you really want to go hard and push through it. So everybody's bodies are different. That's kind of where you have to know what is right for you. And then the Pure Body, is very similar to the zeolite. It has a zeolite mixed into it, but it also is removing at kind of like a phase 1, a phase 2, helps with enzymes. It helps with just detoxing at a different level. It has other different products in it. So let's look at that here in a second. So here's the usage guide. Okay. So it's suggested that you do the zeolite detox in the Pure Body. Four sprays or 4 drops, same thing. You can either drop it in water or spray it straight in. The zeolite, it basically tastes like water. The Pure Body tastes like, it has a little bit more of a mix into it. My daughter doesn't prefer it, so she likes to put it in a capsule, an empty capsule, and take it. But you could also just drop it in a little bit of juice or whatever you can do to get your kiddos to take it. Always shake them well first, because the zeolites can settle a little bit. But what they do is the zeolites, since they're nano level, they'll go in and grab and start to go to work really well. So the thing with this is you really want to increase your water while doing this, because heavy metals, as they're released, they slow down detox. They kind of slow down the colon and the digestive system, and they can create a little bit of a hydration issue, not because we have hydration issues, but because we're detoxing so much so fast. And I've had that happen when I've done big detoxes, is I'm like, why am I dehydrated? Well, it's because we need more water to push it out, because we're moving out a lot of dead cells and a lot of dead waste. So parasites have dead waste, our cells have dead waste, our foods have dead waste. All of that gets pushed into our lymph system. So if you saw those eyes earlier, that's why we need to clear this junk out, is because all that heavy lymph, our body's trying to cover the heat and try to cover that lymph is mucus. The mucus is kind of like a calcium mix from our body, and is trying to like cool it so our body's not on fire from the inside out. So if we up the waters, which I prefer to add electrolytes into, doTERRA just came out with a new one that's like my favorite, or even better, fruits, right? That's why I'm so obsessed with fruits, and we have to do those at least for breakfast if you're going to do something like that, or at least one meal a day, or somewhere. It doesn't matter where, just get it into your body at some point somehow throughout the day. And then the fulvic minerals, you only need those once a day. You don't have to do them separately, or you can. So it's up to you. Shake the bottle well, use the dropper, add 2 milliliters to 8 to 10 ounces of filtered water. It's a little strong, so it depends on how you want to do it. You can put them in capsules, Like my son likes to take them in capsules, and I'm like, fine, whatever. I'm not going to argue that battle because it's easier for him. He doesn't like to mess with the juice. He doesn't like to do things. So he just puts them in and drinks it down. For me, it doesn't bother me. I put it directly into my electrolyte water, and boom, you have the most structured water that there is. And that's what our body's looking for, is the structure in the water. So on the left, back to the zeolite detox and the pure body, you can use these 3 times a day. But I would start like with once a day, make sure you're not sensitive, go for a few days and then increase it. Okay. And ideally, you want to stay on this for 2 to 3 months to really give yourself a huge detox and cleanse, but see how you do. If it's too much, you can slow it down and go for a longer, slower. Like there's always an analogy. It says you can either go around the lake or you can swim across the lake, which is, which way do you want to go? It might take longer to go around the lake by walking around the lake, or you can go straight through it, but it might be a little harder, right? You might have some choppy waters swimming through it. So it's kind of up to you and how your body is. Some people don't have any detox symptoms and they do amazing. I'm so jealous of them. And then some people have all of them. So this is what it kind of suggests here as a typical protocol. Start with the PBX and the PB daily. These are recommended. There's some other pages I'm going to share with you. I just kind of took the easy things out. I was trying to simplify things, you guys. So that's why there's some things missing, but I'm going to share more as it goes on, and I hope to get an ebook for you so you can just be like, all right, I'm going back to this later when I have time. The PBX is the cellular detox. The PB is the gut detox and binder. So that's why these work so well together and why we kind of need to do them together. Because they go for the root of the heavy metals and toxins, right? Fulvic is optional, but I really like the fulvic and I highly recommend it just to build up our mineral level. And so you can feel good because they help build the mineral up as you're detoxing, right? So it adds binding action, it helps with mineralization, helps with alkalinity, and it can help with detox symptoms. It also assists in parasite removal. Okay, so here was TRS. We were using this, and this stuff is expensive. It was like $100 and some a bottle. It's effective though, but I would spray it and I'd have stuff coming out almost instantly. And I was like, okay, but it was so expensive. I was just like holding off on it because I was like, ugh. But I found out later on it's synthetic. I was like, are you kidding me? They used to make it for the tire industry, and I was like, ugh. So it comes in a plastic bottle. It's less than 1 ounce. It's very tiny. It's only 28 milliliters, and it's expensive, right? So when I found this, I was like, okay, surely it's not better. I'm always very like, it's better. And then I found out the whole synthetic versus natural, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So there's a lot of research done on this one. I can share it another time. It comes in an amber bottle. It's in a glass bottle. It's 2 full ounces. So the TRS is only less than 1 ounce. So you're looking at $1.22 per milliliter versus TRS is $3.39. So it's much, much cheaper. So you're looking at over half price for the PBX. So, or under half price versus TRS if you're looking to compare, because that's what I instantly started doing. You can get it down to $59 on auto ship, which is what I've been doing because I'm like, okay, we're going to do this for the whole family on a dairy farm. This is a must because we're around chemicals and fields and heavy metals and parasites all the time. And you can get free shipping too onto it. So I'm going to drop the link below. The best way is just to get your own account because you get the best deals, and then they give freebies out every now and then. But I have a handful in stock. If you want one of the ones in stock, I'll share whatever I got it for at my price with you guys. So just wanted to share, all the good things. There are essential oils that go hand in hand with this. I just wanted to share them. I'm not going to go through them tonight because I'll do that at another time, but they can support and assist the detox really well. They can do a lot of great things. Like I said, doTERRA has one called Zendocrine that I love, love, love that we are doing along with this. And it like kind of comes at it from several different angles. And then after it's done, we come back at it with the DDR prime to rebuild the body. Okay. And of course, diet, 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 and some more diet. All right. Raw, raw, raw fruits and leafy greens, because that's how we heal. That's how we rebuild the body. The coolest part, you guys, that I've been seeing is that kids that never would use, or never would eat anything healthy are starting to like turn to healthy foods. So like that 4 days and they're verbal. It's the same thing with foods. They're like, oh, wait, hey, wait, I might want some grapes now. or hey, wait, I might want to try some broccoli at dinner time, you know? So it's very cool to see how much people are shifting. Um, on all ends of it. So fertility, hormones, anxiety, like you name the disease and it's being affected by heavy metals, chemicals, parasites, right? It's a big, big deal. So if I can't emphasize anything enough, it's going to be using a product like this. And if you need some help, some support, let me know. But at least go 3 months in, and I would not hesitate to do this after you've done a really good cleanse. Come back at it 1 or 2 times a year, just because think of all the stuff around us, like living on the farm. I'm just like, I mean, can you even get away from it ever? And that's why they've found products like this, is because we have no control over our air. We have no control over our water anymore. I mean, I'm to the point where I don't even drink tap water when I go out, and I hate it. Like, I can taste how bad it is after having a distiller, and it's just I can taste the metals, I can taste the bacteria, the chlorines. It's crazy, and I hate to be like negative Nelly, but we need to have these products on hand so we can fight what is going on around us, so we can take control over our health, have control over our health and our families, and give them the best chance, until I do know one day we're going to regain control over our government and say no more. Like, stop this. We have to start living in a forest floor, not this whatever this is that we're living in, that our foods no longer are foods for our body, even the produce. So with that, I will sign off, but I'm dropping the link below. So go ahead and grab the products that you want. And the first 5 that send me, and I'm also will drop the totals below, but the first 5 people that send me Venmo, I will ship you the product, or you can pick it up for my shop or in Effingham if you're local. So anyways, peace out and keep on going. I'm going to drop some detox baths in this week. I'm going to drop in, oh, there's a whole long list of things, but I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with all the things. I'm trying to think. I had a few more things going on in my head. But anyways, stay tuned. I'm not going to stop this chemical thing. It's got me fired up because of me being sick 2 weeks ago. And so I wanted to, it was just a good reminder that, oh, okay. So we are still surrounded by metals and it's not letting up. So, because I kind of backed off of doing things because I was feeling so much better. And then when it hit me, I was like, oh yeah, just kidding. I still need to take zinc every day because of this, right? And that's another one. Zinc is a great one for chelating metals. So, all right, peace out, you guys. Holler if you have questions, re-listen as many times as you can. There's always great information, and I'm always here for you if you want to, do a customized plan, because those are the best, in my opinion.